If you meet people that you think are egomaniacs that are constantly bragging about themselves, these are the most insecure people that you know. You know, there's something powerful that once you just sort of embrace the fact that in order to achieve something big, you've got to get rid of these distractions. And then the other layer of it is you're probably going to have some suffering to get there or some sacrifice to get there. And so once you've embraced and decided that this suffering, this sacrifice you're making is an indicator of progress. It's an indicator of obsession. Suffering and sacrifice and hard work is an indication of progress towards our dreams. The lack of sacrifice, the lack of suffering in our lives, its removal, its non-existence also equates to a non-existence of a great life, a non-existence of a dream happening, a big one anyway. And so embrace the fact that you're gonna have to sacrifice and suffer to some extent. Once you've embraced that it's going to happen, it's almost not that bad. It's kind of like those of you that are fit. We already know, and you already know even if you're not, you've sort of accepted that before you go to the gym and get there, you're gonna have to suffer. And we go anyway, it becomes a habit. No one goes into a gym thinking, I'm not gonna have to sacrifice or suffer. There'll be no discomfort or no pain. But millions of people go anyway, don't they, to the gym? On some level, they're suffering in the gym, whether it's breathing heavy or sweating or aches or pains or stress. You know, everything in the gym is a sacrifice, and to some extent, you're suffering, going through some pain. You know it before you go, don't you? Yet most of us go all the time.
You should never ever give up on your dreams, yourself, or whatever you want to accomplish in your life, because there's always a chance for you to get up and try again. Trying again is one of the most important things that you can ever do in becoming successful, because there's a huge difference between failure and giving up. You can fail time and time again, but you can only give up once, and then everything you try to do is lost. So when you fail, use that failure as a great opportunity to learn something new, figure something out that you didn't know before, and grow in ways that you wouldn't have unless you failed. Use that opportunity when you're down, beat, not wanting to get back up. Use that time to learn something and build yourself back up to be better than you were before. And that's what it's really all about, is consistently improving your life, your skills, and your attitude by constantly being better every single day. Try to be better every day. Make sure that you do something so that you're better than you were yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that. So you're always growing, you're always learning, and you're always pushing yourself to be better. Because when you reach success, you're gonna wanna keep going and keep moving forward. And you're not gonna wanna stop becoming better, because when you stop, that's when other people gain and other people get better than you, and then you have to start again and try to become more successful. So it's all about trying to constantly improve and never stop that mentality. Always know that there's room for improvement. It's been said that's the biggest room in the world, room for improvement. So make sure that you're doing the best that you can to improve every single day, every opportunity, and take advantage of every opportunity.
But I believe the greatest talent that you can draw a line through all the people who have won. Not all the people that win in business or life are unbelievable transfers of energy. Not all of them can close. Not all of them can persuade. Not all of them are great listeners. Not all of them even dealt well with adversity. They did that the majority of the time. But all of them have in common, they developed the talent, and yes, it is a talent, it is a skill of not quitting. I don't think most of you right now that are struggling in your business life right now are giving yourself enough credit for this incredible talent you're developing, which is resiliency, which is the ability not to quit. And so although you possess this incredible ability that so many people in the world don't have and don't possess, you have it and you don't value it, you don't prize it, you don't give yourself credit for having it. It ought to be where you draw the majority of your confidence from. The ability to say, I don't quit, I'm resilient, I own the number one skill, the number one talent required to eventually win, I already have. I can't quit. You'd have to kill me to get me out of chasing my dream, right? My life that I thought I was going to have was over. And I know a lot of people feel like they go through a divorce, you know, or they're going through a bankruptcy or something, like you think it's over. What it took for me was to find my actual home, my actual passions in my life. And I thought what I wanted was to be rich and famous and successful and all of those things, but a great, a convergence of experiences happened that put me in a position where I was humbled, but I got a chance to serve other people for really the first time. When you're an athlete, everybody kind of caters to you, how great you are, you move to the front of lines in life and all that, and all of a sudden I couldn't even get in the line. And I got a job at a place called McKinley Home for Boys. That's a story we probably should tell them.
Yes,
that just altered my life. But what changed for me was finding a path where I served others. Like literally took my unique gifts, which I have a couple. Every human being's born, in my opinion, with a couple unique blessings and gifts. I had a few. Ironically, they weren't being used on a baseball field. And frankly, you know what? You and I have talked about this off camera. You know what I think? I think that was not my dream. I think that was a dream I sort of picked up somewhere from mom and dad or TV or somewhere else that I went, you know, that looks like it would be a dream. But it really wasn't something that was mine. It was more like modeling someone else's. So I don't know that ironically that it was my dream. It was something that kind of given to me that I just sort of took and ran with, and I was decent at it, and I got close to having it but failed.
You want to be happier. You got to link everything to people's happiness. You think that's incredible. That's ridiculous. So I'm gonna kill some termites. They're gonna be happier. Yep. They think if you did pest control. At the end of the day, the greatest influencers get the people want to be happier. All of you want to be happier. You think if I become a millionaire, I'll be happier. If I get that baller jet, I'll be happier. If I'm making 100 grand, I'll be happier. If I lose 30 pounds, I'll be happier. If I protect my family with security, my family will be happier. People want to be happier. A couple ironic things about closing and selling that you may not have ever been told before, but I'm going to tell you. People don't have to believe what you're saying. Is that crazy? People do not have to believe what you're saying. In fact, too many of you spend too much time trying to get people to believe what you're saying, and you come across like a beggar because of it. You seem desperate. Who's ever trained you to get people to believe what you're saying doesn't get influence. There's a subtle difference that the great ones know, and you've probably never been told this before, but I know it. And persuasion is not about getting people to believe what you're saying. You ready? Persuasion is about getting people to believe you believe what you're saying. That's a subtle difference, brother. That's a subtle difference, sister. If you start to think through, I need to get people to believe I believe this, not to get them to believe it.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comment section below.